What's going on, guys? It's Jack Gill 1875 here, and we have a very special guest on the channel today. Thank you so much for joining me. The manager of Bundesliga club, Berolina Stralau from Berlin, another club from Friedrichshain. If anybody remembers, I interviewed somebody from Blau-Weiß. This is the other club from Friedrichshain, and I am looking forward to doing this. So, first of all, welcome onto the channel.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, I'll just ask you first to be polite. How are you keeping? How are things in Berlin right now?
Well, we got now from Wednesday on new rules from the government, which means the stadium and the sports is closed for youth players above 12, but under 12 they can practice. And it's similar to the first lockdown. We're not able to practice and we're not able to play games. So therefore, my team is going to be in cyber fitness again with me. So we're going to do probably three times a week cyber fitness. Maybe like last time, we're going to put on goofy sports clothes and just hang out and have fun and do 90 minutes workout.
Yeah.
And everything else, we're just waiting to compete again.
Yeah, absolutely. So my next question is, what has it been like to be a lower league club during the pandemic?
You mean low league club
what-
in the pandemic? All right. Okay, I get it. Well, it's not very different to a regular season. Well, sort of different, truly. You play every 2 weeks, and in between that, you have friendship games, which kind of is not the optimum. But as far as I communicate with my staff and with my players, we said, okay, we're going to do the best out of it. So what we have to do, we have to fix friendship games. We have to put the guys mentally and preparing them for the optimum of achieving our goal, which means our goal is not playing under the first two spots because we don't pay our players money.
Of course.
There are other teams which are paying them. We're just trying to get a point ratio, points per game. Last year we had the goal to have 2.0 points per game.
Yeah.
In the whole season. This is our goal this season as well.
Yeah.
So in order to achieve that, you have to work. You have to be ready for the practice, and even though get ready when we're about to go on again.
Yeah, absolutely. So my next question is, what was it like playing in the Berlin Liga last season and being at that sort of level? Of course, that's the 6th division. That's quite a high level for a club like you. What was it like playing there last season?
Funny question. I just had 4 games. I just had the last 4 games because the manager retired.
Oh.
And out at the moment with a club, there was the agreement that I'm gonna be next season after that the assistant coach. And during a practice, the coach retired, and there were 4 last games. And I was practicing with Sven, our community spokesman, which you talked to. I had under 15-year-old practice at the time, and the board of our club came to me and said, tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Dude, first man has no head coach anymore. Want to come over the grass and work with them?"
Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
So I give Sven the introductions and said, "Okay, dude, you're gonna do this and this. I'm gonna head over and train the first man." This was completely new for me.
Of course.
And I compare the practice a little bit to youth, but I'm more on the details with men players.
Yeah.
As far as I had to learn is, compared to being a juniors head coach, is you have to give them more details and more routines. In youth program, there's open-minded, create your own ideas, find own ways. And a men team, they're surely stricter on, oh, you have to give me the clues. I want to have them. And you have to repeat them till they automatic in your head. And then if the 6 is going high, the other 6 is going low, and then it's like a 1-2 play or a cross, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, of course. And obviously you were thrown in a bit at the deep end because I'm assuming the club were in a relegation battle at the time. You come 18th, I think it was, in the Berolina, so that must have been quite hard to be thrown in at that sort of time.
Yeah, when I was getting promoted to be first man team head coach, I was like looking at the schedule. Ah, sheesh, man! You play against 2, you play against 3, you play against 4, and then you play against the 6th one. Okay, what we're gonna do? Now I was just like, okay, we play deep. We try to hold the 0 as long as we can get, and maybe counter attack them. Well, Berlin, to compare it now to the league now, where we play in the Landesliga, it's a completely new level.
Of course.
But Berlin Liga, there's like every week hard fighting, every week hard battles, because you have the players which come from the divisions above, where 30 and plus, and don't get any more playing time. So they come like downwards to the Berlin League clubs or even to the Landesliga.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like real hard test. There's like not as much mistakes you're allowed to do.
Of course.
So every mistake is get like punished real quick. In Landesliga, there's like, okay, you made a bad pass, you took it wrong, you moved open to the false side. Okay, you might not get a goal out of it against you. But
yeah, of course, because I know a lot of these clubs in the Berolina, especially Tasmania, have some former players that played in the Dritte Liga and the Zweite Bundesliga.
Of course.
In their past careers, so it's tough to play teams like Tasmania are doing so well in the Oberliga now. So
yeah, like for example, in our league there's BFC Preußen.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
They got like Thomas Hessler, who is former 1990 world champion as head coach, and they got like sort of some players which got like through Hertha BSC or other teams, which have really, really high potential, really, really high quality. And if you're not marking them tight or take them out of the game and let them play wide and do what they want to do, then you get punished real quick.
Absolutely, I know, because I did a Football Manager save with Preußen before, and the amount of players on loan from Hertha was ridiculous. I think it was it was a few years ago, I think it was like half the squad was come from Hertha 2 or Union, or, you know.
Yeah, this is like everybody. This is what falls off after when they don't get a professional contract. They're gonna go either somewhere in Berlin to a different club and play like with friends, or just say, okay, I want to play as high as I can get, but I want to have fun. Yeah. And there's like the comparison. Some do Berlin League, some do Oberliga, or even though say, okay, I have to focus on my study, I have to focus on my new job, which I'm founding to have to, and then I'm going to the Landesliga. Yeah. And if you and then it's getting real tough.
Of course, yeah. My next question for you is: do you ever see Berolina Stralau getting to a higher level, maybe the Berolina again, and maybe pushing on to the Oberliga, the Regionalliga sometime in the future?
Big wishes are always good.
Yeah.
I would like to go one league above.
Yeah.
But not this season, or even though the next season, because when I started the project with the first man team, I said to myself, okay, what I want to achieve, and the last years, I think it was last 5 years, not really a under 19 player got in the first man squad.
Yeah.
So therefore I said, okay, this is my first priority I want to achieve. Being attracted as first man team to youth players, to see them, we gotta get a chance. Yeah. We get playing time. Okay, the coach gives me the confidence to throw me in. Yeah. Despite there's an older guy which might be better than me. The other one part is, which I said, what I want to achieve with the team, with everybody, is playing attractive.
Yes.
Playing attractive offensively and playing collectively defensively. And therefore, from my point of view, you can't do it over one season. You can't do it over 2 seasons. It takes a bit of time. And when everything is clicking in together, then we can talk about maybe going on. I think Berlin Liga is a goal which we can set us real good, but then going league above, thinking I'm more the guy about doing small steps instead of I want to be in 6 years in the Oberliga, because then you're going to do a lot of things wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
You might going to take players which are not fitting in the squad, which have, I want to say, different work behaviors than your actual players have, or which we are scouting to. Because this is one thing we like to do. We want to have guys which are committed to the project. We explain every player what we're about, like young players, attractive, this sort. Then we are open to everybody to say, we're not paying you. You ain't gonna get money from us.
No,
I'm sorry about that. And the only thing we're gonna give you is 3 times a week, 1.5 or 2 hours practice, weekend game, a good squad which is hanging out together, making quiz evenings, doing fun games at the club, hanging around, eating together. Some players invite each other to watch football games or eat together, so they cook. And this is what we can offer. And as far as my knowledge from 1.5 years being head coach of a first men team is, everybody wants, well, not everybody, but most of the players want to get money for it, to get paid, like sort of like, okay, monthly 200 euros or monthly 150 and get paid for every goal. And therefore, when we're saying we ain't paying you, it's like, okay, thank you, I'm going to look for a different one.
Yeah, that's a big problem at that sort of level in every country. You look at, and over here in Scotland, there's not a lot of money in football at all. And in our version of the Three Liga, the League One, there's clubs that can't afford to pay players properly and have to bring them in on loan. So it is something that's quite common amongst the lower leagues. And my next question for you is, do you enjoy the Berlin Cup? Has that been something the club do well in? What sort of round do you expect to get to?
We're out.
Oh,
We're out in the first game against Lubars. We went out. We didn't play that well, and therefore we lost 2-0.
Yeah.
So therefore, unfortunately, I wish to go farther. We always say either lose in the first round or get to the final.
Oh yeah, of course.
This is our mentality for the Berlin Cup.
Yeah, of course.
There's a funny story I want to tell you. I was 4 years ago in Scotland, and I tried to get an internship at Hibernian.
Yeah.
I handed my CV and never got called back.
Oh.
Now, this is what I wanted to share. I really wanted this is on my personal schedule. I really want to be in the Scotland League once day.
Yeah.
Especially actually Edinburgh, because I love the city. I love Arthur's Hill, Royal Mile, and everything about it. I really do.
Yeah. See, that's what you know where the real Edinburgh club is. You don't want to go to Hearts. You don't want to go to Hearts.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to. This is what I had to learn in my first visit, because the Hearts symbol is like in stones in the on the Royal Mile, and there's like everybody spitting on it, and I was like, geez, why they are spitting on it?
Now, this is a little Edinburgh legend that.
Yeah, this what.
used to be a prison. There used to be the old toll booth prison.
Yeah, really. But this is what I had to figure out. I was like, geez. And when my tour guide talked about it, that they are doing, or that tourists do marriage proposals in that and get spit at. It's like, oh, sheesh.
Yeah, that's quite a common thing in Edinburgh. I mean, I suppose there's probably a few of our fans that have maybe had a few too many after the game, probably going to spit on it for fun. But you know, that's an old Edinburgh legend. But yeah, you got to. I'll agree with that. Edinburgh's a fantastic city, and from the other point of view, I'm the other opposite way around. I want to come over to Berlin and work with Hertha because that's my German club. Hertha's my German team.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So, and that actually brings me conveniently on to my next question. Out of the two big Berlin clubs, are you a Hertaner or an Unioner?
Neither do I. None of that.
Yeah, there we go.
I love as I'm like more the Hamburger SV type.
Oh,
The
right.
old dinosaur who got relegated in the second Bundesliga. Everybody makes fun of me in my club when they lose, even when they got relegated. That was a hard month for me. I can tell you that.
56 years, wasn't it, in the Bundesliga?
Yeah.
Well, I remember because I was at the Olympiastadion the day we found out we were playing Wolfsburg, but the day Hamburg got relegated, and the whole of the Ostkurve started singing Endlich Zweite Liga HSV. When the result got read out that it relegated Hamburg, the whole Ostkurve started.
Now think about what it would be in my locker when my team knows that I'm a Hamburger SV guy. Yeah, it was hard. I have to admit that.
Yeah, of course. I could imagine. But yeah, I don't really like either Hamburg club. I mean, I'm obviously because of Hamburg's HSV's connection to Rangers. I just don't like St. Pauli fans. I've met a few of them, and they're not great people at all. I mean, they try and force what they think onto you, if you get what I mean.
All right.
Yeah.
I get it.
So the next question I wanted to ask you was, what is it like playing in Friedrichshain Kreuzberg? It's obviously such a diverse part of Berlin. It must be really cool to have a club based in that area of Berlin and be part of that community.
Yes, of course. It is a multicultural district. It's like you got all kinds of different languages: Spanish, French, German, English, Africans, and out of this multicultural, sorry, you get like players in which won the test. Like Thursday, the second man team has a Spanish guy. Like we had like last season 2 Africans.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago, I think the first men team had tryout players from Brazil. So therefore, it's always coming new culture backgrounds into our club and want to test the market and test the teams and see as far as how they can go. But it's really fun.
Of course. Yeah, I could imagine because I've been to Friedrichshain Kreuzberg a lot. When I visit Berlin, I go to the East Side Gallery. It's fantastic. Of course, I've never been, but I've seen Blau-Weiß Friedrichshain play. On top of the metro centre. I've seen them.
This is actually something really unique. Playing above a shopping mall on the roof. I would like to go ask them sooner or later. What happened if they hit the ball over the fence? Who's going to get it?
I think I spoke to their guy before for an interview as well, Ollie, who's their media guy, and he was saying there's a net over the top, so they can put the ball over.
Okay. Well, it would be funny if you hit it over the net, and then there's like, fuck's sake, we only have one playing ball. Who's going to get it?
It's down on or they might go down on the S-band track.
That would be fun.
But so would you consider them rivals, or I don't suppose you have derbies down at that level of football, but would you consider them rivals, or would you say being from the same district, you're friends, or what would?
Well, they're like old old rivals like SFC Friedrichshain against Berolina Stralau, or like last year we had it in the first Berlin Cup round.
Yep.
We played against BSV Victoria Friedrichshain. So therefore, you can say they are derbies.
Yeah.
For us, especially, our mentally and our joyfuls
Yeah.
derby is against Sparta Lichtenberg,
I
who
could.
is,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and these games are really really hard.
Come on.
Knees are flying, legs are flying. There's like you don't give the other one even a millimeter, even in friendship games.
Of
Like
course.
we had last friendship game, we had really many yellow cards because the players really said, okay, we're gonna show them we are the better one. We're gonna treat them like we are the better one. So it was a real hard friendship game with a red card, unfortunately, in the end, but not for us. Um, yeah, I love those derbies. I love them really well. I love them really do.
Oh yeah. I know what these regional derbies are like because district derbies because I watched just the other night there BFC take on SV Lichtenberg in the Lichtenberg derby at the
Hmm.
Ludwigian Sport Park. So yeah, these district derbies can be important in Berlin. I know that.
Yeah, for yourself, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And
Yeah,
and it takes when you win that one, of course you're gonna take it in the next weeks. You're gonna take it in the next days, and you see it in the practice units after that. If you lose it, well, then it's on the coach to do happy training once or twice a week to push them back on up.
yeah. Okay, so my next question is I've only got a few more left after this.
Of course, I
Uh,
know.
if my next question is if you could have a big glamour tie against a big team in the Berlin Cup, who would it be? Would it be BFC or would it be TB or who would it be? If you could pick one of the Regionalliga teams to play in the Berlin Cup, who would you pick?
Oh, there you go. Oh, no, there you are.
Yeah,
We played last year in the cup. I think it was fifth or sixth round.
yeah.
Against BFC Dynamo. We
Oh,
played against them, and they were like, I can send you later pictures. They were like, I think 900 visitors, most of them, of course, from Dynamo, but it
yeah,
was really, really fun. It was a joy for every player, a joy for the visitors,
of course.
and I would take a home game against any regional team. Our board of ministry made it really really good. The first thing we said last year was we want to play that one at home,
Mm,
and I would take any regional team and play it on my own home field and achieve it, and so therefore everybody has something from Stralau on it.
oh, absolutely, yeah. Because you get these big games, and it's fantastic to have a team like Dynamo, especially with the history of a club like that coming over. Record East German champions coming over to play Berlin. It's something that back before the Venda wouldn't have happened because
Of
we
course, of
in the
course.
top league and
And even though to have it on your own field, it's
yeah,
something more special.
absolutely,
Of course you have to put security on it, put more karting slots on it, and move like guest zone and home zone on it.
of course,
But if everything stands and everything is manageable and achievable, if everybody is clicking in together in the club and say, okay, the whole club wants to have this game at home, it's great. It's
mm,
really really great.
yeah. Okay, so my next question is what are the club's values? What do you feel the club stands for? Stralau stands for.
Um, Good question. I would say first of all, a completely open-minded club for everyone out of every cultural background. Secondly, from the first man team to the youngest youth playing attractive, designing attractive practice, give men as well as kids 3 times a week or 2 times a week, a really attractive, designful, creative practice as well. And what we said is we want to, oh, what's it called in English? I don't know. Now I've got to, now I got to. If you push every player as far as they can go,
Yeah,
but not on rules, but not on screaming, not on yelling, on
yeah,
joy.
absolutely.
Primarily on joy, and say, if you want to achieve, if we want to achieve this certain goal in this practice, this is what we got to do. This is what we're gonna have to have. This
Yeah,
is what I want from you, and you can have from me. Give
absolutely.
them in every practice small or big details so the players, well, nevertheless, which age they are, achieve their next level week by week by week by week.
Yeah, absolutely. So my final question is,
All right.
anybody coming from Edinburgh or Scotland or the UK, what would you say to anybody that wants to come down and watch a Stralau game when when coronavirus goes away and we're allowed to travel? What would you say to anybody wanting to come down and watch a game, and would you recommend it?
Well, as far as I know, British people like good beers.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh.
Scottish people drink anything.
Well, we got over the field, around the field, really good bars. We got plenty good players who play attractive in the first man team. So I'd say because of the reason Friedrichshain Kreuzberg is such a big cultural district, come here, hang around, do a bar hopping, come to the field, have joy of your life, yeah, support us, and then after that, get another pint on the coach money.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll just do my outro now, guys. Thanks so much to the club for giving me your time. You know, it's absolutely fantastic that I've got this opportunity. It's not every day that somebody from Edinburgh gets to interview a Berlin Landesliga club. So fantastic. Thank you so much, Vielen Dank.
You're
And
welcome.
I'd just, the drill, guys. If you enjoy this sort of content, leave a like. If you're coming by my channel for the first time, subscribe. And I'll see you all later. Jack out.